Welcome in to Rockets Today, everybody. I'm your host, Jeremy Chuggs, and coming up on today's show, we have some major injury updates around Luka Doncic and Austin Reaves. Will the two Lakers stars be available for their round one series up against your Houston Rockets? I'll tell you what NBA insiders had to say on those two injuries and whether or not we could expect them as early as game one. We'll talk about it and break it down here on the channel. But Rockets fans, don't jinx it if you want the Rockets to win their round one series up against the Los Angeles Lakers. Go down and hit that like button, hit the thumbs up icon. If we get 200 likes, I'm not saying that we're going to win the series for sure, but I'm also not saying it. Don't be that guy who goes back and be like, damn, if I just liked that one guy's YouTube video, the Rockets would have won this series. Hey, I'm not superstitious. I'm just a little stitious. So go down, hit that like button, and make sure you cement the Rockets round one win over the Los Angeles Lakers, because it all starts Saturday, April 18th, 7:30 Central Time. And you best believe we're going live here on the channel. We'll be breaking down every single game, giving you reactions after those games, and then telling you about hopefully the Rockets' next series in the NBA playoffs. Don't miss a moment. Make sure to go down and hit that subscribe button. Make sure to like the video if you want the Rockets to beat the Lakers in this series. All right, first, let's go around the bigger news, and that's obviously Luka Doncic. He is one of the top players in the NBA, and according to Marc Stein, the Lakers' Luka Doncic, I'm told, is scheduled to rejoin the team in Los Angeles on Friday in advance of the Lakers' first-round series against Houston after a recent trip to Madrid for treatment of his grade 2 hamstring strain. Now, this is a little bit different, from what Charania says. He said that he was going to be coming back to the States on Tuesday. Maybe the information changed. Luka Doncic decided to stay just a little bit longer, get some more injections to kind of speed up that recovery process on his hamstring injury. He suffered that on April 2nd up against the Thunder. It is a grade 2 hamstring injury. This injury usually takes around 3 to 6 weeks to heal. So by doing the simple math, that puts him, coming back at the earliest, game 2, game 3, maybe game 4 of the Rockets series up against the Lakers. And he's been dealing with hamstring issues all season long. And this one kind of, really, I would say was the one that, the straw that broke the camel's back, that injury up against the Thunder, which forced him to leave that game. Actually, both the injuries we're talking about happened up against the Thunder on April 2nd. So that is going to be a huge question mark around this series. Obviously, he's the best player on the Lakers roster, including LeBron James. So if he's not playing, that just absolutely flips this series on its head and changes everything for your Houston Rockets. So I want you to go down, predict it for me. How many games do you think Luka Doncic will play in this series? Go down and let me know. Do you think it's 1, 2, 3? Do you think he doesn't play a single game in this series? I'll tell you what I have to think in just a moment, but before I do, go down in the comment section. I'm looking down there. Go down there and let me know, how many games do you think he'll play in this series? I might cheat on my answer just a little bit because I think it truly depends on where the series stands. I would say the quickest that he'll be able to come back is probably game 3 or game 4, but if they're sitting in game 4 down 0-3, I don't think there's any way that Luka Doncic is going to return to this season, return for the Lakers, because they're obviously already down in a series 3-0. That's a tough hill to climb. Now, if it is a 2-1, 2-2 series, I think the likelihood of Luka Doncic coming back increases dramatically. I would say if it's a 2-1 series, you'll probably see Luka try to give it a go game 4, possibly game 3 if it's a 1-1 series. And, it all depends on that hamstring, right? And the tough part about the hamstring is it's a soft tissue injury. These injuries, no two are alike, right? It is hard to evaluate when it's going to heal. It's really just, whenever it feels like it, really, right? Like you can do injections, you can do this, that, and the other to try to, speed up that process. But at the end of the day, soft tissue injuries are a fickle mistress, and you never know when they're going to completely heal. You might think it's healed, but the chance of re-aggravating it and causing a, worse injury, a possible tear of the hamstring, they are very high, especially whenever you're nursing an injury like a hamstring injury like Luka Doncic is right now, a grade 2 hamstring strain. So the, ability to go out there, he might be able to, right? Game 2, game 3. It's just mitigating that, chance of re-injury for him, because the last thing you want if you're the Los Angeles Lakers is your star player playing in a series that you eventually lose and then possibly missing time next year or missing, off-season workouts, missing the off-season program. That would be a worst-case scenario for the Los Angeles Lakers. So it's going to be really interesting to see how they manage his injury during this series. The other player that we got an update around is Austin Reaves. He suffered a grade 2 left oblique strain in that same game, as I mentioned, up against the Thunder. This injury usually takes around 4 to 6 weeks to heal. And according to Charania, he's most likely going to miss this series altogether. Now, the only way that Reaves would come back is if the Lakers beat the Rockets and advance into the second round. They will reevaluate it. But as it stands right now, it looks like Reaves is not a go and will not be able to make any of the games for this Rockets-Lakers round 1 series. What does that mean for this Rockets team? Well, obviously, those are two very good players, and, it weakens the Lakers roster, right? 2 of their top 4 scorers on the team are going to be out. But I will say this. The Rockets, they can't look past the Lakers in this matchup, even without Doncic, even without Reaves, because playoff basketball is a different beast. And I know he's getting up there in age. I know he's old, but it's still LeBron James. So you never want to count him out. You never want to take it easy on the king. You don't want to make it to where, it's a game where you're playing lackadaisical, because playoff basketball is a different beast. So you don't want to go out there. You don't want to take your foot off the gas at all. You want to make sure that even without Luka Doncic and Austin Reaves, that you are giving it 100, pedal to the metal the entire time. You cannot let up. This Rockets team, they have something to prove, right? The Nuggets and the Lakers, they both preferred the Rockets in round 1 over the Timberwolves. They have to go out there and prove them wrong. You have talking heads all around the sports media empire saying, oh, the Rockets got much worse this year, even though they ended with the same record that they did last year whenever they had the 2 seed, tougher Western Conference this year. But, a lot of people are doubting the Rockets. They have to go out and prove themselves right. Reminder, I will be live for game 1, and I will be live for the Rockets playoff matchups this entire NBA postseason. So make sure to hit that subscribe button. Make sure to turn on your notifications to never miss a moment of Rockets basketball here on Rockets Today.